Krishna, welcome everyone to our second day of reading from Srimad Brihad Bhagavatamrita Part 3. So let's start with our prayers. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Pashyatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are going further to hear from Shri Gopakumar and Narad Muni on the glories of Goloka.
Mataji, are they in Goloka now, Mataji? Sorry, yesterday I was not there. So
yesterday what happened was, Mataji, Gopakumar entered Dwarka Dham with the mercy of Lord Ramachandra. And he's so amazed to see the wonderful Dwarka and the Yadus there. And he's just mesmerized with the beauty of the Lord. He gets to see Lord Krishna there. And Lord Krishna is going into ecstasy when he's seeing the flute that Gopakumar carries. And Gopakumar, because he is from Govardhan area, so he's reminded of Vrajadham and he's going into ecstasy. So Uddhava carries him to his place because he doesn't want Gopakumar to feel out of place and Krishna to go into the ecstasy mode. So he brings him to his house, and there now he's going to meet Narad Muni. Narad Muni he has already met. So he's going to get more advice from him on the situation where he's heading up to next.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So he didn't see Krishna yet, right, Mataji?
He saw already. He has seen Krishna already.
Oh, he saw Krishna already.
Yes, he saw Krishna already, and he's amazed by his beauty and his love and affection, and he's swamped with the greatness. He's seeing what Devaki and everybody else is, but still his heart is for Yashoda and gopis. So he's seeing the queens as the gopis, and he's seeing Devaki, Mother Devaki as Yashoda, and he's still not convinced between the Aishwarya part of the Lord and Madhuri part of the Lord. So he's happy, still not happy. So still in that dilemma stage. So I'm going to share.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mataji.
For what's happening with him. Yes, Shri Gaurangi Mataji, please go ahead.
Yes, Mataji.
42.
Yes.
So now Gopakumar is speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing what happened here for you all to understand is Gopakumar has not changed his dress and his simplicity of dressing like a cowherd man. And the Dwarkavasis are like, oh, they are affected by the way he is, like because of their compassion. They're like, you should dress nicely. You're in Dwarka. This is an opulent place. You should be like us and have all the nice dress and look nice. So Gopakumar is like, oh Krishna, but I don't want to give up my dress and the way I look from where I come from. So that is the dilemma that he's in now. Yeah. Yes.
Sri Gopkumar said, even though these Yadavas insisted, I stayed like a poor simple devotee because in their dress I would not have been able to taste the special mood that appealed to my mind and to Lord Achyuta's. Commentary. Gopkumar preferred to stay inferior to these prominent Yadavas. To him, more important than keeping up appearances was protecting his personal rasa with Krishna.
So in this part, what I also understood by a little bit more reading on this was like how when we go to temple, we have an attire, right? Like that enhances the mood of our devotional service. So that's how the emphasis is given so much on how we present ourselves. That also adds up to our devotional mood. So that is an example that Gopakumar is showing that dress is a dress external. It's not nothing to do. But it is also, it makes sense that it also, like how a soldier has his uniform, like Srila Prabhupada explains in many of his books. Soldier means the uniform that comes to our heart first. So like that, we also have this Vaishnava attire, which adds up to the mood or the rasa that we have with Krishna. Amritanandini Mataji, please.
Mataji, how can we copy the link of this Zoom thing? Anita Mataji is asking. I mean, I want to send her. She's not able to join in.
Okay. Just 1 second. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu. Okay, I'll send it to her, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Maybe just text her that I sent her if, yeah, she's online. Hope she gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amritanandini Mataji, please go ahead.
I then became shy, feared to go near the personality of Godhead when he was seated in his court and being served by his transcendental appearances. Commentary. To maintain his unbroken inner mood of service, Gopkumar declined to follow the Yadava's suggestion that he change his dress, but this further disturbed his heart. Now that the matter had been brought to his attention, he began to feel uncomfortable about appearing before Lord Krishna in the assembly hall. He thought his own appearance incongruent and was apprehensive that he might do something wrong. Not only was he embarrassed, he was also daunted by the great affluence he saw in the Sudharma hall and huge crowd of kings, sages, and demigods. His uneasiness at coming before Krishna, while the Lord was seated on his throne in the royal court, made Gopkumar begin thinking again about going somewhere else.
So now this is the turning point that's happening in Dwarka in front of Lord Krishna. What can make him think something more, right? So this is the point. Like if you go to a marriage and you're in your simplest clothes, you don't feel you're fit in that function, right? Like you feel out of the place, obviously. But if in his trance, actually all these Golo, like Vaikunta, he has passed and come. Nowhere did he feel this point yet. It's only here in Dwarka that they openly said that they are feeling hurt by the way he has dressed. They, not that they wanted to hurt Gopakumar, but they wanted to give that opulence dress and looks to Gopakumar to make him look nice. But since they made him aware of his looks, now it is he's feeling like, oh, I am like this. How can, so my being present like this, simple like a forest dweller, that Sudharma hall is so rich, and what will Krishna think? Like it will make his heart also pain. So that means I should not go before him. He's not able to give up his simple clothes, and he doesn't want to offend Lord Krishna in his assembly also. So now he's in a dilemma that, oh, maybe this is not the right place that I should be. Gayatri Mataji, are you there today?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sometimes I would see the Lord with 4 hands. I couldn't always see the special pastimes he performs in Vrajabhumi.
So even the Lord can show 4 arms in Dwarka. That's what it meant here. Leela Madhavi.
Sometimes the Lord would go alone to visit his dear friends, the Pandavas, who stayed nearby. Commentary. On earth, the Pandavas lived a good distance away from Dwaraka in Hastinapur. So Krishna had to make a long journey to meet them. In Vaikunta, however, the situation is different. Even if the residence of the Pandavas is physically distant from Dwarakapuri, in the spiritual realm there are no limitations of time and space. By the power of Lord's desire, any place to which he wishes to travel is at once nearby.
Jai. Nayan Sundari Mataji, are you able to read today? Nayan Sundari Mataji, is she there?
How do I follow you?
Then Priya Madhavi Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. And so, because of desires long held but unfulfilled, my heart would feel tormented. But when I could see his beauty and qualities once again, my heart would again become peaceful.
What's next? Is there Lakshmi Mataji, Anita Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Yes, Anita, please take over also. Yes.
Yes, Mataji. Sorry I couldn't join last 2 days. His nectarian words revealed his mercy. How can my tongue even touch the unique happiness they created?
So again and again here it is being mentioned that the topic that we are discussing now moving forward is very intense, and in our mind if we have all that comparisons which is gradation, that is all not favorable. It's just difference of rasa between gulab jamun or rasgulla or sandesh. So it is about the sweet that we like. It's everything is very nectarian here. Yeah, because it's involving directly to do with Lord Krishna.
During the several days I spent this way in the house of Uddhava, if there were any unhappiness, I would conceal it by feigning happiness.
One day I saw Narada come. I bowed down to him, and in utter joy and amazement, I spoke to him in the following way. Commentary. To help Gopakumara achieve his long cherished goal, Narada appeared at just the right moment to tell him about the glories of Sri Goloka and how to achieve Goloka.
Vallavi Gopi.
O Narada, best of the Lord's associates in the guise of an exalted says, I see you just everywhere, in the heavenly planets, in Vaikunta, and now here, looking just the same. How fascinated I am to see this.
Main part is Narada is happy everywhere. That's the point he's trying to make. Everywhere you're there, you know what it is, but still you're happy, but I am not happy. That's what he's trying to say. Sirisha Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Sri Narada said, My dear young cowherd, surely you have always been a curious boy, and so you are even now. Haven't I explained all this to you before?
Yeah, there itself, before sending to Ayodhya, he already told about the Goloka Dham. So he's like, I've already explained to you, right? He's trying to mention that.
Yeah, because
So Mataji,
he's
sorry,
Mataji, go ahead.
Mataji, go ahead. It's okay.
So, Mataji, that was when he was explaining before going to Golok how you go to Ayodhya and there you learn the etiquettes. So about
Yes.
Golok and the supreme of Golok Dham has already been explained to Gopkumar.
Yes, yes. But Narad Muni did not mention about Dwarka and Mathura and all that. Final destination he said, but now Dwarka, right? So still confused he is. So this is a new place and a new feeling. He's seeing Krishna, but not Krishna like that.
Yeah, but he knows this is not Golok.
Yes, because he's feeling uneasy still. Yeah.
And Mataji, you mentioned that this is prema bhakti, right? But
yes.
I felt like only two premas here, like only the wife and mother. Only the two premas here?
The kids are also there, right? He has kids, he has friends, Uddhava is there, friend, and all the are
so
there.
all prema is covered here. Okay.
Yeah. The
Then what
intensity.
about gopis and gopals that who he played with him? That they are also friends, right?
In that prema, in that vatsalya itself, highest peak. So prema has already started in Dwaraka. You're right.
Maybe little prema. I cannot say little prema. My mother is also there, so that is high.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to reveal what is getting more intense there.
Okay. Sorry, Mataji. Okay.
No. Yeah, you're right, Mataji. Just the understanding. From here itself, the nectar starts. The extreme prema nectar. That's how the title itself is prema for this chapter.
Okay. So yes, Mataji, I got my question answered. I had the same question, about Goloka Vrindavan. I was confused if he's in Goloka Vrindavan or no, he's still in Dwaraka, Vaikunta.
Just
Yes,
like how you feel about the Lord's exchanges, Mataji, like how like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's leelas are about him being a devotee, and people are actually happy in being with Gaur Nitai than worshipping Radha Krishna. So what can you say? It's just the rasa differences. So in that mode, Dwarka Dham is complete in its own self, in its own prema level. But Goloka has a different flavor, the Parakiya Bhava. That is the Paramar love is a higher manifestation of the love itself. So we will get to that stage slowly. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Who was next? Is it Neeta Mataji is there today?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Just as the one personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna exists in many forms and many places, so also do we, his servants.
So this is also an important point, like how Krishna is there and everywhere. His servants also go everywhere in every form there to assist in his leelas. Payal Mataji is there.
Yes, Mataji. So it is with all of us, Sri Garuda and other attendants, devotees like Shriman Hanuman and our friend Uddhava and others too, like these Yadavas. Devotee like Garuda, Shesha are associates of all of the Lord of Vaikuntha, whereas Hanuman, Jambavan and others are servants of Lord Ramachandra. Hanuman signs the glories of Lord Ram in the Kim Purusha Loka of the Bhuloka region and simultaneously in the Ayodhya of Vaikuntha, and Uddhava, whom Gopakumara can see right before him. It's simultaneously one of the principal companions of Krishna in the Dwaraka on the earth, along with the Yadavas, the Pandavas, and others. Considering the topic too confidential to bring up just now, Narada chooses not to mention Krishna's devotee in Sri Goloka.
So since this slowly building up, right? So Narad Muni also is revealing only one step at a time. So for us, let's not worry about Goloka now. But if we just can understand what is Dwaraka's mood, what is Gopakumar seeing, then we'll not have much confusions. So just relish this part at this point, and also try to remember how he's comparing Hanuman being in Kimpurusha Loka and also in the Ayodhya in the Bhuloka planet. Similarly, we have to understand the Dham, that is Dwarka, right here on earth. Also, those people have expanded and come here, and they are also there in the Vaikuntha planets along with the Lord, like Uddhava and all the Yadavas and Pandavas. Richa Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. All the Lord's personal associates are at his hand like playthings. They are always fully dedicated to his service. Each assumes a variety of forms, yet stays essentially one.
Sorry. I was trying to highlight the playthings. Yes. So how Prabhupada prays in his prayer, right? Krishna, please make me dance. Please make me dance. So that's a very high understanding of being an instrument in the hands of the Lord's service is what we all want to pray for. So Srila Prabhupada exactly came and showed us what it means to be a puppet in the Lord's hand. So each assumes a variety of forms, yet stays essentially one. So we may not be able to understand how they do this. It is just that's how they do it. They take all whatever is needed for the service of the Lord. So, Jai Radhe Mataji, are you there, or Neeru Mataji? Who else
Yes,
is there?
Mataji.
Neeru Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I can read. Hare Krishna
Please go.
Mataji.
Yeah.
The Lord's name, his pastimes, and his favorite abodes, and everything that has to do with his service can assume various forms. And you should know that just as all these are eternally real, each of them is simultaneously one and many.
Yeah, so that point they are simultaneously one and many. His abode, his things, his services, his people, everybody can expand in n number of ways that we can't understand. So Priyanka Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Mataji. What amazes me is that you still appear like this, playfully showing your same character as before. And even here, you seem always discontent and distressed at heart. That is most astonishing to me, Hare Krishna.
And how Narad Muni is also saying that, right? In a joking way. He's addressing and he's not forgot, like even though he's explaining, he has not forgotten what Gopakumar is going through. And he's saying that's astonishing even to Narad Muni. Wow. Has anyone else not read so far? Sabrita Mataji, do you want to read or you want to hear today too? Sabitra Mataji, would you like to hear?
Sorry, I just want to hear. Sorry.
Sure, absolutely fine. Anyone else who did not get a chance to read? Okay, if not, I'll go ahead. Sri Gopakumar said, taking hold of Narada's feet, I bowed down and humbly told him, my lord, you know everything about this. Then Narada smiled and spoke, looking at Uddhava's face. So here is going to be a sweet exchange between Uddhava and Narad Muni, like how we have been seeing in Srimad Bhagavatam, how Maitreya Muni and who's that, Vidura, they all have conversations. Who Uddhava is sending what Vidura to Maitreya Muni. He's not telling out of etiquette. So here also we can see some etiquettes happening here.
Sri Narad said, just see Uddhava, this cowherd's son, born at Govardhan, is seeking something unachievable for persons like you and me. Greatly agitated, he wanders here and there, never anywhere transcending the painful distress that is fixed in his heart.
So you and me, that means both Narada and Uddhava have not got, is unable to achieve that perfection. And they have to explain that to our Gopakumar, what to say.
Indeed, Uddhava, you are always anxious to favor the resident of Vraja. Then why not spend a moment to enlighten this boy who is present right beside you?
So
this is the Lord telling Uddhava.
Narada saying, Uddhava, now you say, you know.
Oh, Narada is saying to Uddhava, okay.
He's saying, Narada, I and you both don't deserve, and this boy is asking for something high, but you are more favorable to Rajvasis. Why don't you only speak about those glories? He's saying.
The abode of Goloka is very far away, and the happiness relished there is inaccessible to us. And even the means to achieve that abode is so rarely obtained that we can only pray for it.
So all this is preparing us to that special place that Narad Muni is saying these words and Uddhava is saying these words.
Shriman Uddhava said, he was born in Vrajbhumi, and there he was engaged as a cowherd, and he is firmly established in the worship of Lord Gopala. He is surely a much greater soul than you and I.
He's also saying Uddhava in turn is now glorifying Gopakumar. He is for sure greater than you and I because of his birth and the Lord of his worship being Lord Gopal directly from his birth.
Narada was delighted to hear this. He embraced Uddhava and enthusiastically told him, please hurry and instruct him so that he may fulfill his desires.
This is very sweet. Krishna. Yes,
Uddhava replied, O great sage, since I am a Kshatriya by birth, in your presence I have no right to instruct him.
So this one you all should understand, like how when devotees all get together, we have fun talks, right? We pull each other's leg. we in a joking manners we talk a lot of things. Oh, you are senior Prabhu, you are senior Mataji, you go ahead. So like that, Uddhava is saying, oh, I am a Kshatriya, but you are the Muni here. So you should speak. How can I speak? So let's see what Narada says. Sashikala Mataji.
Oh, sorry, Mataji. Narada laughed very loudly and said to Uddhava, even here in Vaikunta, You can't stop thinking yourself a Kshatriya.
So Narad Muni is like, how did this thought come to you? The one sitting in Vaikuntha, you are still thinking you're a Kshatriya. That etiquette is not needed. You should say. Don't say all these things that I should say, but you are the great devotee. Narad Muni is saying back. So some more commentary, Mataji. Just read that commentary. Yeah.
Sure, Mataji. In the material world, particularly within Bharatavarsha, the distinctions of caste and occupation are prevalent. But in Vaikunta, these distinctions should not be considered because everyone there has a purely spiritual body. The positions of Brahmana, Kshatriya, and so on are designations of bodies that are limited and temporary. But Vaikuntha bodies are never subject to the limits imposed by material nature.
Basant Samadhi.
Okay. Smiling, Uddhava told him, "What can I say? How can someone like me stop thinking himself a Kshatriya whenever our Lord does not?"
So what happens is Krishna, he doesn't forget, it seems, that he is kind of junior, like he is born in a Vaishya family. So he keeps respecting his brother. Like he's the Supreme Lord, right? He doesn't have to forget that. So Uddhava is saying when our Lord is forgetting his position and he is coming and serving his brother, his mother, all the friends, and he is acting like for his position, kind of thinking he's younger to them and respecting Ugrasena as the king, all that when he's doing, then how can I forget that Uddhava is saying? So arguments and counter arguments going here. Yes, Vallabi Gopi.
Here in Vaikunta, the Lord maintains the religious principles of civilized people just as he does on earth. He behaves like a proper family man, conquers his enemies, shows respect to elders and brahmanas, and so on.
So this is what Krishna is doing. Yes, Sirisha.
These words filled Narada's mind with pleasure, and he laughed, jumped up and down, and shouted in joy. Astonished, he spoke as follows.
Neeta Mataji.
Sri Narada said, "Indeed, just see the amazing charm and glory of the personality of Godhead's pastimes, and see in those pastimes how seriously committed his devotees are to serving him and him alone."
Payal Mataji.
Oh, how very curious that this Lord plays in the highest abode above Vaikuntha, the same way as in the world of mortals, just to satisfy his dear devotees.
So the Lord's Leelas are so unlimited. Yes. Richa Mataji.
Even experienced devotees like me are bewildered to see such pastimes, which make us wonder whether we are in the Dwarka of Vaikuntha or the Dwarka of the material world.
Seeing the Lord act like that, they themselves are confused where they are. Krishna. Who else was there? Priyanka Mataji. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
Mataji.
Neeru Mataji was there and then Priyanka Mataji.
Should I read Mataji?
Yeah, yes, Neeru Mataji, please go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. It is quite fitting that you devotees care only for Prema Bhakti, pure loving devotional service to the Lord's lotus feet. Such Prema Bhakti for the Lord, who is very affectionate to his devotees, fulfills all their ambitions and is alone their final goal.
That Prema Bhakti. Yes, now Priyanka Mataji, go ahead.
You have no great interest in acting as residents of Vaikuntha or sojourners in the material world, and he has no great interest in showing his opulence or getting involved in mundane relationships. Commentary. Because the Supreme Lord and his pure devotees are interested only in pleasing one another, it makes little difference to them where they happen to be. The devotees may be in Vaikuntha, endowed with Sachidananda spiritual bodies and the corresponding powers and comforts to enjoy, or they may be Grihasthas or whatever in the material world with bodies made of physical elements, and may worship the Lord in a form of his that also seems material. But in any case, the Lord and his devotees are never distracted from their pure loving exchanges of rasas. Not even when the Lord fully expands his opulence or his complete self satisfaction, or seems to establish worldly affinities by becoming a father, a son, or some other relative of his devotees. Since the devotees are exclusively devoted to the Lord, their hearts are satisfied simply by relishing his pastimes and transcendental qualities. Similarly, the Lord is interested only in making his devotees happy. These ambitions of the Lord and his devotees can be fulfilled equally well in Vaikuntha or in the material world. So for them, there is no substantial difference between the two realms.
So this is the highlight of further going on the reading. Wherever they are, the intimate devotees of the Lord, they always just feel pleasure in serving the Lord in whichever dham they are. So this is something that will help us as we move forward in the reading to understand the earthly pastime and in the spiritual world pastimes. You always live in utter humility, which most favorably nourishes devotion in pure love, and the Lord's pastimes of seeming absorbed in worldly pleasure amply evoke such love.
Who can describe the greatness of the mature perfection of love of God, which makes the Supreme Lord act like an ordinary good friend?
So now we have to, in our heart, we have to understand how supreme is Lord Krishna, and him forgetting that he is a supreme Lord, and him acting as a friend, as a kid, as a husband. He's not acting, he is that part. So that part to understand is very hard, but that's the humility of our supreme Lord, that he takes up the role and he's conquered by the love of his devotees.
Oh, let me praise Krishna's mood as an originary friend, which does away with the respect and reverence of his devotees and expands their pure love for him.
Sri Gopakumara continued, after saying this, the sage was overwhelmed by the weight of love. Swept up in various ecstatic transformations, he remained silent a while. Then he spoke to me again because he saw that I was troubled and keen for his instructions.
So at this point, we all can relate to the pastimes in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, where Pundarik Vidyanidhi hears that one verse from Gadadhar Pandit, that Lord who gave the liberation of and gave the position of a mother to the witch who came to kill him, smeared with poison in her breast. And that Supreme Lord, what can I say? When he heard that, he fainted and fell. So that is the mood of a devotee when they hear about how humble their Lord is. So this is what Narada is also feeling, like he's swept up with ecstatic transformations, thinking about the humility of the Lord.
Sri Narada said, Dear devotee of Lord Gopal Deva, O son of a cowherd, far away from here lies the most exalted of all places, called Goloka. It is full of all splendor and beyond the borders of all other regions, including Vaikunta.
Yes. Priya Madhavi Mataji.
Mataji, I felt, I don't know. I'll call you separately. Maybe I can ask separately. That same Goloka takes the form of the divine Vrajabhumi of the district of, I couldn't able to see the rest. Yeah, district of Madura. And the city of Madura is also there, unable to stay apart from her own essence. Vrindavana and the other forest of Vrajabhumi. According to this statement, Madura is not separate from Vrajabhumi like Ayodhya and other abodes of the Lord. One might ask, although the district of Madura is non-different from Sri Goloka, what about the city of Madura? Madura city is Devi in the sense that she is effulgent and splendid, and she is included in Goloka. Even though Madura has her own distinct identity, she cannot bear to be apart from the forest of Vrajabhumi. According to the spiritual geography of Goloka, the Madura district includes Vrindavana and the other Vraja forest, which are the most essential part of Madura.
So Mathura. Yes.
You can ask your question after Mataji tells.
You want to finish the reading or you want to ask Mataji?
I finished the reading, essential part of Madura.
No. Should we go ahead or you want to discuss on what you want?
I don't know. It's legal to ask or not. That's why
I love your innocence.
Mataji, seriously, you're so sweet.
Mataji, we don't put a case on you. Don't worry, it is legal.
No. I don't know. The question is in which level. I don't know whether I can ask.
It's okay, Mataji. Now just it's in your head. You just bring it out. Nobody will be able to sleep tonight otherwise.
Mataji, Krishna is crying for Vrindavan, right? Why we have to bother him to put in so many different places? So this is all like it's our fault, right? The devotee's fault, right?
We can call it a fault or we can call it a rasa. Okay, so Krishna is crying. Like he also has, like we don't cry 24/7, right, Mataji? We also have those moods and situations that make us go through it. So like what we say, like duty. There is a duty. Like him as a supreme lord, he has a duty towards his what to say, all his children. Okay, so he performs his duty, but his heart is also there. He also has a heart, right? So his heart earns for Vrindavan. Okay, so we all cannot all become in the gopi level right away, right? So we all have gradations. So Lord also enjoys our gradations and he reciprocates accordingly. So as your answer goes, those are those exalted set of people who care one and only for Krishna. They don't care about themselves at all. Like they don't care even about their own rasa. That is the level of those gopis and the people of Golokadam. But that does not mean Krishna is upset with the Dwarkavasis or Mathuravasis or Vaikuntavasis. They are like, that is their level, means he lets them be there. So this is his magnanimous fatherly quality. He doesn't find fault with his children's maturity level, to say that. He just locates that way, which is very...
I understand, Mataji, but see, if someone is thinking of Krishna as a son, so Krishna need to give that form. And someone is thinking for Krishna as a husband, then Krishna need to give that form. So it's our desire, right?
Yes, our desire, yes. So that's why the next chapter will be what is that desire that's making all this happen. So it will get revealed a little bit more in depth about the desire part. Yes.
Okay, Mataji.
But it's nothing wrong. Like Krishna also enjoys the flavor, like how he loved Vishwadev shooting arrows on him because he loved that Virya. Also, he loves that. But his heart, like the best favorite part of his is in Vrindavan. Like his love.
Because we are also doing the same mistake. That's why I was hesitate to ask. We are serving, I'm making garland. So I'm putting my desire, my endeavor is there. I'm full of. So to fulfill my desire also, Krishna have to do something.
Yes, so that's where our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, they say that you only pray for being an instrument in the Lord's hand and don't tell him what kind of instrument you want to be. So you leave it to the Lord to decide. Whatever is best, please, Lord, do that. Like whatever is best for me to serve you in the best capacity, please go ahead and use me. They only said, make me as an instrument and make me dance. They did not specify what kind of instrument they want to be in the Lord's hand. So Prabhupada has all the while, that's how he has prayed, and following in his footsteps, that is our safe zone of the right practice to speak.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. So who was next to you? Shashikala Mataji.
Mataji, me.
Oh, sorry, Anita Mataji, yes.
Because the entire region of Sri Mathura is a land of cows, it is called Goloka. Through a confidential place, it is famous everywhere.
Sorry. Okay, 80 will start tomorrow. So we will break at 80. I will stop my screen sharing here. Yeah. It does get intense. Like there is nothing right and wrong moving forward, but there are intensities of rasas and exchanges. Like how all the kids of us are not similarly the same, maturity levels are different. There is no one right answer at all when coming to the spiritual matters. So even like Samapriya Mataji was saying, even if they are Christians, we don't just take away the faith that they have, what they have, but we just try to raise their faith from where they are. But after understanding, if we are able to, like, see, when I feel like crying, when I'm feeling low and down, but if all the time I'm being said, no, you should not ask Krishna anything, you should only ask for bhakti and devotional service, where will I go and cry, right? Like I'm not come to that level, neither I'm here nor there. So what Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says is like, if a person is having a torn blanket, you have a new blanket, but you don't first you pull away that torn blanket. So you have that warmth is needed for him. If you rip it off, what he has, he will die out of cold. So the warmth that we are giving has to help him to move from one level to another, that person. So we don't artificially take up that mood, but if we are able to, that's wonderful. Just my little understanding, Mataji, in this matter.
Maybe Mataji, I don't know. As we are always said, we should not artificially take it up. But when we are reading, then somewhere subconsciously maybe it is going and it will eventually come.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Like how they say the mantra will reveal your form. We don't have to put endeavor to find out what we are, because every time we think, what is my form there? What is my Siddha Swarup there? We are only in agitation when we are chanting. Then we are not in that service mood at all. So the mantra will do the right thing, because mantra is not different from Krishna. He will bring us to that stage, whichever is needed for us at the right time. But we just...
And that was the same Gopal mantra that was playing the magic on Gopkumar.
Yes, the magic on Gopkumar. Yes. Any reflections, Mataji's?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, one just question. Is there like Puri Jagannath Puri also is there in spiritual world? Or the worshipper of Jagannath? Okay.
We did read, right? 247. Okay, I'm going to let you go back into part 2, the last chapter, 247 verse, where it is said in the different Vaikuntha planets, like how Ayodhya is there, Jagannath Puri is also there.
Okay. So it's in the Vaikuntha, Jagannath Puri.
That's what it is said, Mataji. Okay. I also don't know. It is mentioned like that. Yes.
Okay.
And also, Mataji, there is one just a small thing. See, if we are doing service, we are putting Krishna into trouble. If we want to advance, we have to connect to Krishna somehow or other. If we don't do service, we will do some other material thing. Instead of that, attach to your service, go closer to Krishna. So Krishna will fulfill our desire in such a way that we don't have any more desires. So instead of having material desires and endeavoring for those material desires, it's better to have spiritual desires and endeavor for those desires.
Exactly. Every time we hear akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena vrajeta purusham param. Krishna, that's how he's saying akama sarva kamo va, you have all desires. Please come to me. I will take care of you, whatever is needed. I will raise you up to the bar wherever you have to be. Just come to me. I'll take care.
Yeah, once we reach that platform, then we don't have any desires, Mataji. Then we will surrender complete to him. But we are not in that stage right now. Especially I am not in that stage. So it's better to have the spiritual goal and spiritual and endeavor for that goal.
Yes.
So
yes.
then it will be happen. That's what I have faith on that. I don't.
Oh, yes, yes, Mataji. It is better to dovetail whatever abilities we have in the service of the Lord, and eventually the Lord will. See, we never thought that we will pick up this book and read, right?
Yes.
I myself did not think. So the point that we have come together, we are all reading this. Somewhere we hankered for this topic in our head, and Krishna made it happen in this Sangha.
No, somebody hankered for it and Krishna made it for all of us.
Yes.
That also possible. So, wherever he put all the karmas together, the spiritual goals, whoever had whatever desire, and now we have this platform.
Yeah, and we are all eager to waiting for this time every day, and see, that is the one kind of achievement only.
Yes, 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 Mataji.
Vasundhara Mataji, you
Yes,
said
ma'am.
have goal, right? What goal do I have to have?
Whatever brings closer to Krishna.
So there
If
is
it is garland service, that's okay, no
yes,
problem.
yes, yes.
In one day, he will make sure you will be in a position that you don't have. He will fulfill your desire, like there is no desire for you.
So that garland, like Mataji, we have the vasanas from so many janmas, right? We have Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj helps us. He says, we have like lines when you take the brain out, in the not out in the sense like that, but in the labs, you can see the grooves in those grooves. So he calls that the spiritual, those are impressions from so many lifetimes. So he says that in the spiritual circle, we have to enhance our spiritual grooves. Grooves means those deep impressions that when that we can take shelter of. So like how he gives an example of in the material world, how when a film star comes, people go and get autograph and they see that autograph and all happy feelings come. They feel that, wow, I met this superstar hero, whoever. That makes them happy, right? So for us, we should also have those spiritual feelings. We should have that spiritual autographs. We should have those spiritual moments that just thinking about it, wow, last Govardhan Puja was amazing. This service I went through, wow, this garland that I made for the Lord was simply out of the place. Everybody was glorifying and it was looking beautiful on their lordships. So connecting to the Lord, whatever impressions that we can create in this lifetime, the endeavor that we can put, that is like our fallback during our difficult times. We can take shelter of that. That will remind us more and more about the Supreme Lord. So Maharaj was trying to say that we have to develop, like whatever it be, like singing, dancing, putting a nice sari on, putting all the jewels for the satisfaction of Krishna Janmashtami. All that also he said. So whatever made you remember Krishna, connecting to your activity, if we could increase that, that is what is our safety net in the spiritual platform, which will remind us again and again and hanker for it, that I want to do it again. Like I just saw that picture of Vandana Mataji, the way she has celebrated the puja. So it's not just possible if we don't put our heart into it, doing it, Mataji. One, two preparation itself is not easy. Like a whole Govardhan Puja, it's house, but she made it like a temple offering. So this is possible with training, little bit of cultural background, all that helps her to do that. Family, tradition, whatever you call it. But that has come and manifested, right? So that is what we are talking. It's nothing wrong. From there, the Lord will elevate, whichever is whatever He wants us to transform into, He will elevate us into that part. Yeah.
Sure, Mataji. I felt that because of us, Krishna don't want to cry.
Crying is not like our crying. His crying is something very different, like what to call, I don't know, but it's not like a painful cry like our cry. His cry is a different cry also. So it'll get explained, like little just going down the chapter, it'll get more clarity. So
Krishna cried when Yashoda ties him also, right? Please forget that he is Lord.
Yes.
See, his mood and his thing, it's not like us, as Mataji mentioned, that we are not making him cry in such like. He is crying that we are not coming back. Think about it. How much he is crying for us.
So yes, this point wasn't.
Now also we are making him cry.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I was
Sure, Mata. Sure, Mataji.
I was telling my Prabhu that just sharing on a talkways and we do this heart talks. We were saying that if at all, if I have to go through like Gop Kumar and the Lord says, I was waiting for you and there was no way to find out, you did nothing for me to bring you back. At least I can say that I really tried, my Lord. I don't want to make him feel that I did not try anything from my side, like to wake up in the morning and chant or to read his books or to associate with the devotees. Like I should have also put some effort. I don't want to make him feel that I did nothing. Like that endeavor is not at all there. That embarrassing situation, that Lord asking that question is too much for me to handle. So I was telling him that's what is pushing me to wake up in the morning or to do this reading or to take up any services. So that feeling that I have not done my part is terrible, actually, right? Even as kids, they grow up. Like when after hearing so much, so some try, like you all are already doing so much services. So sitting here, I feel that I am of no use much. So that guilt.
No, Mata, you are doing more than us.
Hey, Krishna. Yeah. So if no other reflections, we will finish here for today. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavi Vrinda ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. So tomorrow to read more on this. Hare Krishna.